Hey Chan Physics, just doing this quick video to help you get through this problem where they give you the kinetic energy, but they want you to find the velocity. And really the problem with many of the students who are having trouble with this problem is the algebra behind it, not necessarily the setup or the science behind it. But we'll do an example. I'm just going to make up some numbers and you can see how that problem is worked out. And then you can go back and do the actual problem and get the right answer. So let's just say that instead of the problem that we have somewhere where they give us a kinetic energy, and we'll just make it 25,000 joules. Okay, and they give us a mass, and we'll just say it's 1,000 kilograms, and they ask us to find the velocity. So that's our given, and we know that our EK is 1/2 mv squared. Let me move me out of the way so we have room to do this problem. And so now we're going to substitute. And so when we substitute, we get 25,000 equals 1/2 times 1,000 times v squared. All right. So now how are we going to do this problem? And I would say always, 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 if you're in a position where you're having trouble with the algebra, try to do something that you know for sure is right. And what I mean by that is you have this problem with this 1/2 times 1,000. And you're like, I don't know how to get rid of this 1/2. And some of us do and some of us don't. But what we do know is that we can multiply 1/2 times 1,000. That's for sure. We can get that right. So I'm going to leave the 25,000 right here. And 1/2 times 1,000, well, that's 500. Okay. Now we can use our ideas for algebra. Remember, in algebra, we always do the opposite. So if we're multiplying 500 times v squared, we're going to have to divide to get rid of it. Our goal is to get that v by itself. So I'm going to divide by 500 on both sides. If I divide by 500 on both sides, on this side I get v squared. Okay, and then 25,000 divided by 500 is 500. Okay, well, now they didn't ask us to find v squared. We got v squared equals 500. They ask us to find v. And so now we have to remember, right, that to get v, well, we do the opposite of squaring. Opposite of squaring is the square root. All right, and this side, the opposite of, or v squared, the square root of v squared is v. And then for square root, I just want to remind you guys, right, that it's second square. Right? You can see this like very small in the equations. Right above the x squared, we see the square root button. And that brings us the square root of 500. Right? And we get 22.36. Okay, and that's going to be in meters per second. All right, so our fourth column, remember we always put the at 22.36 meters per second would be our answer. So go ahead and try this other one. I think the number comes out a little bit better. It's not something where you're going to have to round, and hopefully this video will help you get that done.